Hello everybody, this is Cyberclone Alpha here with another video for you today. Today we're talking about the Imperial 1 class Star Destroyer. This is a part 1 of a 2 series. We're doing the Imperial Star Destroyer versus Earth. In this episode I'll go over what the Star Destroyer is capable of, and then, well, the Earth, which I'm just going to say now I do not think would have much of a chance. Alright, so we're using the Imperial 1 class Star Destroyer versus the Earth. So we're going to use everything that I could find about the Imperial Star Destroyer. Now, first up, it is massive. It is like, it's one of the smaller Star Destroyers, and yet it is a mile long, 1,600 meters, if you want to know the meters. Now, it has 20 cannons on either side of the ship, and then on the front, they have 20 more, so that's 60 Bax XX9 heavy turbo lasers. I mean, that's just massive amount. Then they have 20 from side, 15 of the other side, 15 starboard, and 10 off Borstel NK7 ion cannons. They have 6 dual heavy turbo laser turrets, 2 dual heavy ion cannon turrets, 2 quad heavy turbo lasers, 3 triple medium turbo lasers, 2 medium turbo lasers, and 6 420 port and 2 starboard Phylon Q7 tractor beam projectors. I mean, it made older vessels pretty much obsolete. It used Lee-grain targeting systems, which I haven't been able to find much about. Sorry about that. But and then its shielding. It's just got so much shielding. I mean, this is an Imperial Star Destroyer. All vital equipment is shielded. Even 20 bombs will do nothing. So, it's so powerful. So, it's got 2 shield generator domes. It's massive hull. It can only go 975 kilometers an hour in atmosphere, but it didn't even have to get in the atmosphere. It could bombard us from orbit with its turbo lasers. It could go, but once it was out of there, we wouldn't stand the atmosphere. We wouldn't stand a chance. It could go 60 megalights per hour, not mentioning its class 2, without even mentioning its class 2 hyperdrive. I mean, it's just so powerful. Like but then it comes with what it carries. Like it comes with 48 TIEs, 12 TIE bombers, 12 TIE boarding crafts, 24 TIE interceptors, 12 TIE RC starfighters, 8 Lambda class shuttles, 15 Delta class stormtrooper transports, 5 assault gunboats, a variable amount of skip spray blast boats, 1 or more Gamma class assault shuttles, some repair and recovery vehicles. I mean, you gotta have them if you're going on a mission. 12 Sentinel class landing craft, 20 AT-ATs, and we all know what AT-ATs can do if put on the ground. So the only thing is we'd have blow up the. Then we got 30 AT-STs, the chicken walkers. The AT-ATs are the 4-legged ones. These are the 2-legged versions with crazy amounts of firepower, but it's thankfully less armor. And 1 prefabricated garrison base. So that means they can just drop it on the ground and be ready to go. They just start storming everywhere they want to go. They can just pick it up, go, land, destroy, etc., etc., until they've taken over the whole Earth. Its personnel count, 9,235 officers. Like, that's just officers. Those guys that just walk around and be like, blah, 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 you do this. And then they've got, but they were still capable of holding their own in the fight, usually, unless they are incompetent. 9,700 stormtroopers. Like, their armor is perfect for versing humans. It's got, even if we were, say, to blow up their landing craft, in outer space they could survive for about 15 minutes until their air run out, because their suit was so awesome. Let's see, they've got a E11 blaster rifle. Its effective range is 100 meters, but it can get up to 300. It can carry 500 shots, so they can just keep firing all day. They could survive blunt strikes and blades. So that's essentially what we got. Unless we got armor-piercing bullets, we're not going to touch them. Or bombs. Maybe bombs would work against infantry, but that's about it. And they had high protection from the elements, so forget a sandstorm stopping them, especially if they're sand troopers, right? They got warmth and cooling and heating units. And so they were ready for all environments. They had a small ray shield, but that tended to overheat if they got hit too much with any energy weapons, and it was effective against lightsabers, but I don't see the problem with that, because we don't use energy weapons unless there's something I haven't been told about. And after they've got the stormtroopers, they've got 27,850 enlisted troops and pilots. So like not and pilots, so they can be either. So that amount alone is staggering. Even if they didn't have their elite troops, the stormtroopers, they could probably take the planet using enlisted troops. And then after that, they had 275 gunners, which could use a blaster. Like any of these guys could use a blaster and shoot us. It could, and really, it's got enough food, water, air, etc. for 6 years. It even had a area that could accommodate guests as well as, well, prisoners, I guess. And it even had like places for them to do recreation and all that sort of stuff. And like, it's just so powerful. This is a quote from Grand Moff Tarkin. I maintain that the effectiveness of the Star Destroyer stems from not only its massive firepower, but from its size. When citizens look at a Star Destroyer and then compare it to the craft which might be mustered to attack it, they have a tendency to dismiss such a notion as suicidal rather than approach the problem tactically. End quote. So that is just an absurd amount. Like, we're not gonna. I personally think we don't stand a chance, but soon we'll look at the Earth side of things, and then we'll see how we stack up to the Imperial Star Destroyer. For now, this is Cyberclone out.